It's still stonkingly hot, I have to say. It's steaming away here. So I'm just gonna... Oh, that's yummy. That's really delicious. The meat is tender. It's quite chewy, but it's tender. Hi everyone, and welcome back to Googie's Kitchen. And if you are new here, then hello and welcome. My name's Alexis, and in today's video, I want to share with you how to make this delicious oven-baked chunky beef chilli. As I just mentioned, today I want to share with you how to make a really delicious chunky beef chilli. This recipe is very easy to do, but it is slightly time consuming, as you do have to use the oven to cook off the chilli after it's been on the hob, but the efforts are worth the results. So the first thing I've done is I've grabbed myself a saucepan, and I'm going to put this onto a high heat on my hob, and I'm going to add oil to the base of this pan. And then once this pan is heated up, I will start cooking the ingredients. But before I do that, I just want to say that if you have enjoyed this video today, then please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And if you did really enjoy this video, then please feel free to give it a big thumbs up. And if you have any questions or any comments, then please leave those in the comment section below. Everything like that really helps me out, and I would really appreciate it. So yes, as I said, I'm just going to leave this pan to heat up. Pan is getting nice and hot, so what I'm going to do is I've got some beef stewing steak here. I've got about 500 grams of beef stewing steak, which I think they call chunk steak in America, I'm not sure. I'm going to put this into the hot oil, and I'm going to fry this until it starts to go a lovely golden brown colour. Beef stewing steak has been browned all over, so I'm just going to grab a slotted spoon, because all of the juice from the beef stewing steak I want to remain in the bottom of the pan, well, as much as possible. So I'm just going to get a slotted spoon, and I'm going to remove the beef that I've just cooked in here. And then once I've got rid of all of this, I'll be left with juice from the beef, and the bottom of the pan will look a bit there, but that there is actually the tasty stuff that you want to cook the onions and the rest of the vegetables in. So I'm going to cook the vegetables now. So I have peeled, sliced and diced one red onion. I'm just going to turn the heat up slightly, because I do find a higher heat cooks things a bit better on my hob. It might be different for you, but on my hob it tends to cook things easier. So I've peeled, sliced and diced one red onion, and I'm just going to pop that into the base of the pan like so. And I'm going to fry the onion until it starts to soften. The onions have started to soften, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in 2 cloves of garlic that I've just simply removed the skin and sliced. I'm just going to pop those into the bottom of the pan. And the bottom of the pan is becoming quite gunky now, but the gunk we like. I'm just going to fry the garlic round for about 20 to 30 seconds or so, just until you can start to smell it. It will cook quite quickly in this pan, the garlic. So once you can start to smell it, and it starts to go a golden brown colour, then you can add in the rest of your vegetables. So I have 1 carrot and 1 courgette that I simply peeled and grated. So I'm just going to pop those into my saucepan. And the reason I grate them is because I find that the sauce cooks a lot better when the vegetables are grated. It also makes the sauce a bit tastier. You tend to get a chunk of every vegetable in every bite. So I tend to like to make sauces with grated vegetables. So, and also I have fussy eaters, and if they see big chunks of vegetables, they probably wouldn't eat them. So I do like to try and get vegetables into people when they don't know about it. So yes, I'm one of those mums. So I'm just going to continue to fry the carrot and the courgette until it heats through, like so. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add my spices to this. So for this recipe, I'm going to add a teaspoon of mild chili powder. You can use mild or you can use hot. Then next I'm going to add a teaspoon of ground cumin. So just a teaspoon in there. And then I've got a teaspoon of ground coriander as well. And then I'm going to add half a teaspoon of ground sweet cinnamon, just to add a little bit of sweetness to it, natural sweetness. And then I've got half a teaspoon of ground ginger that I'm going to add in as well. And, half a teaspoon of dried oregano or oregano, depending on what continent you're standing. And I'm just going to mix those ingredients around. Oh, that smells really good. And then to that, I'm going to add my meat in. So I'm going to put the meat back into the pot with all of the juice that's come off it as well. I'm just going to pop that back in. I'm going to mix those ingredients around. And then I'm going to add the tomatoes to that as well. So I've got 1 can of tomatoes. So this is just chopped tomatoes. I'm going to add that back in. And I've also got about 200 ml of chicken stock. I'm going to pour into the can and swirl round and just pop that in there as well. And then I'm going to add some salt and pepper as well. So salt and pepper to taste. You can add it if you want to, you don't have to add it at all if you don't want to. I've also got some dried beans that I've cooked off, and the recipe for that I will link in the description box below. I've done a video on how to cook dried beans, and I will link that down below. But I've just got to drain them off before I pop them in. So I'm just going to mix these ingredients round and I'm going to go and drain off the cannellini beans now. Right, so this has come to the boil and I've got my beans here. I'm just going to turn the heat down slightly so it doesn't burn on the bottom too much. So in the original recipe, I think I said to use black beans. I think I said about 200 grams. I didn't have any black beans, so I've used cannellini beans today, which I have, as I said, cooked on the hob earlier. And I'm just going to add these to the chilli. Now I know traditionally a lot of people use red kidney beans, but I'm not great on red kidney beans. So, and I think personally, chilli, you can use any type of meat because it was once a pauper's meal. So there doesn't have to be a certain type of meat or bean that you use with this dish, I don't think. It's just anything you've got left over, I think, really. So, yes. So I'm going to turn the heat down because it was coming to the boil just now. I'm going to pop the lid on and then I'm going to pop this into the oven. So I have preheated my oven to about 160 degrees and I'm going to pop this in for about an hour to an hour and a half. Once that time is up, I will cook off some rice and I will try some and let you know how it tastes. But this smells amazing right now. But as I said, I've got to pop this in the oven first. The chunky beef chilli has been in the oven for a good hour and a half and it looks like that and it smells amazing as well. So as I said earlier, I'm going to serve some of this up. I will try it and let you know how it tastes. But before I do, I am going to add some chopped spinach and some chopped coriander to this as well. And then I will try it and let you know how it tastes. As you can see, I've served up and I cooked off some quinoa instead of rice to have with this dish. You can use quinoa or you can use rice. I have even served this with brown rice pasta before and that was delicious as well. So now I'm going to try it a little bit and I'm just going to have a little bit of the meat and some of the beans. It is still stonkingly hot, I have to say. It's steaming away here. So I'm just going to... Oh, that's yummy. That's really delicious. The meat is tender. It's quite chewy, but it's tender. It does give you a workout of your mouth, but it is delicious, so yes. I'm really looking forward to this for my dinner this evening. That's how you make this delicious beef chilli and that recipe, I will link in the description box below for you. As I mentioned earlier, we're going to be having this for our dinner this evening, and it smells and tastes so good, I can't wait. So for now, that's it from me. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.